from humble beginnings to learning from your failures to becoming a great success. What is your success story? Chip Baker, The Success Chronicles. What's your definition of success?
Woke up this morning.
What's up, everybody? This is Chip Baker coming to you with another episode of the Success Chronicles. And we have Coach Derek Rush with us today. Coach Rush is the head coach here at Oak Ridge High School. And we'll just jump right into it, Coach.
All right.
Got the privilege to come over to Oak Ridge and work with a great man, Coach Rush is, and it's a great staff. Glad to be a part of this staff. If you could, Coach, just kind of tell us about your life story. Kind of just go from growing up to kind of where you are now.
Well, I was born and raised in Philadelphia, Mississippi.
Okay.
That's the kind of central Mississippi. I don't know if anybody ever seen the movie Mississippi Burning. Neshoba County. That's my hometown.
Oh, okay. Okay.
So born and raised there. Come from a family of siblings of 9, me included, 7 boys and 2 girls.
Wow.
And
where do you fall in line?
I'm next to the baby.
Oh, okay.
So they call back in Mississippi. They call me a knee baby.
Not quite.
Yeah, next to the baby. Next to the baby. Not quite the baby, but the next to the baby. And so, but I was born there and raised there, and Dad was a Baptist minister, still is a Baptist minister, and my mom, and so from there, I went on to play football at Mississippi State, and from there, from there I went on to moving to Odessa, Texas, and played ball for Jackie Sherrill. Most people know him from the Texas A&M days.
A couple people know that name.
Yeah. So I kind of got a connection in the Texas realm of football through him. By another guy named Bob Boyd, who was I think he coached tight ends for Coach Sherrill at A&M.
Mm-hmm.
So when Coach Sherrill got the job at Mississippi State, I think he came aboard, and but anyway, got some connections in Odessa, Texas. So I ended up moving to Odessa. That definitely was a culture shock.
A little different,
a little different
than Mississippi.
Like no trees and water and all that type of stuff. So I went out there and got a new way of living, got a new way of understanding the realm of football in Texas. When I was back in Mississippi State, and I student coach for a semester there after I had got finished playing, and did strength and conditioning stuff. So I wanted to get back into coaching, and so those guys helped me. Called around, and they called me in the office one day and asked me if I want to move to Odessa, Texas, to coach football. I said, sure, yeah. Where's Odessa, Texas at? Looked on the map, and coming fresh out of college, that didn't look too far over. From Mississippi.
Yeah.
But anyway, so yeah, I go, I get a shot, and so moved to Odessa, got that opportunity to meet a lot of great coaches out there. From that standpoint of things, Randy Quisenberry. He was a big disciple of Delsa Permian and those guys. Tam Hollinshead, Gary Gaines, Randy Mays, and so all those guys were at that time coaches in West Texas and stuff like that. And so that's how I kind of got my foundation with those guys coaching. I was the middle school coordinator at the junior high for 2 years, then got moved up to the high school. So I kind of started at the bottom,
Right.
as far as building a great foundation. And kind of that's what I wanted to do. I felt like if moving from Mississippi to Texas, that definitely was a blessing. And also, once I got out here learning the prestige, so have you Mojo and Ratliff Stadium and the historical stuff that it took out there. After I found out really what it was about, I consider myself blessed to be around a lot of great coaches and learn the right way to treat kids, the right way to coach football, and what it meant. It wasn't all about winning. It was about helping young men be successful, not only on the football field, but in life as well. And so, I learned from a lot of great guys out there. Kevin Ratliff, who was defensive coordinator at Midland Lee High School, when they won the 3 state championships back to back. And I met, John Parchman, who was the head coach at the time at Midland Lee. So, the list goes on and on. Dennis Parker, who came out there, he was the AD of Odessa, Ector, County Independent School District for 3 years. So we got an opportunity to meet him, and he taught me about character and how to build character in young men's character education and stuff like that. And so, from there, I stayed at Odessa High stayed out in Odessa for.
I'm gonna go back a little bit with you here. You said that you worked in the middle school, and that was a great experience. I think that, just being able to do that. Some people think that, hey, I don't know if I want to do, but I think that experience. I talked to a young guy the other day about this. I think that experience, I can think back. I learned so much. Ball. In that experience, you think, hey. You're playing college ball. You have a good idea, about it, but it's different.
Yeah, it's different. It's different. One thing I learned out there, especially being around so many great coaches out there, and there's a lot of great assistant coaches out there that I learned that most people don't know anything about because they were assistant coaches. But
could have been a head coach anywhere.
Yeah, anywhere, and they decided that they like being assistants. And as I know, what makes a great head coach is his assistants at any level. And so I learned out there that every great assistant coach are great teachers, and so they taught the kids what they wanted them to know, and the kids responded in a positive way from that standpoint of it. So that's the thing. Going back to coaching at the middle school, junior high, I would tell any young, expiring coach that's coming out of college. Most of those guys want to shoot right to be a coordinator.
The fast track.
Yeah, coordinator and stuff like that.
You got to put the work in to learn all that stuff. I would definitely
tell those guys, slow down. Go to a junior high and learn the fundamentals. Because if you can teach a 7th grader, how to tackle properly, and how to catch be a receiver, how to catch the football, how to block. Once you get to the next level of teaching, 10th, 11th grade kids, 12th grade kids how to do it, it'll kind of be a piece of cake for you.
Right, I was just going to say that's a piece of cake.
Because you know how to break it down and explain it to them from ground 1. And they taught everything by progression. It started at level 1, then it goes to level 2, level 3, level 4, so to speak, and teaching kids how to do things properly.
I think that's a good thing too in all your teaching, like you said. Go back and look at the progression. And have a progression of things. And in today's society, when we were younger and playing, coach, somebody tell you to do something, you do it. But now the kids have to understand why.
It's
and so
millennium generation, they want to understand why you do stuff, and it's nothing wrong with that, but you just like we were just raised on a different mindset as far as you did it because we told you.
Coach, that's what I said, do boy.
Yeah,
do
exactly.
it.
It's kind of like Dennis Parker told me when I learned so much from him as well. You know, when he was a head coach, you know, he was with D.W. Rutledge when they won the state championship at Commerce Judson, and he left there. I think he got the Marshall head job in Marshall, East Texas, and won the state championship there. But he told me he treated the off season sound kind of like the Bible. You know, when you first start off season, he treated off season as the Old Testament. You know, in the Old Testament, you know, you did what God told you to do, but if you didn't do it, He killed you.
That's good.
You know, and in the New Testament,
analogy.
yeah, in the New Testament, he treated it like the season. You do things because you love me, and so that's how I try to build off season. You either do it.
Kill you.
You get out and that type of deal.
Right.
But the season, you know, it's the New Testament. So you do it because you love each other. You love your coaches, and you've been through off season. You've been through the rough times from that standpoint of it. So, you know, it's a different flavor for it, but everybody has their own identity, how they do things. But it's all about getting kids to play hard and be successful in life.
Good deal. So, as far as your career, let's finish up with your career. So, you said you were middle school there, then you went to high school.
Yeah, went to the high school. I was the co-coordinator, defense coordinator of Delta High for 3 years, and then after I left there, I went to Midland Christian, and I was defense coordinator there for 1 year. That was under Greg McClendon, who at that time I think he's won like 6 TAF. State championships there in Midland Christian. So I got an opportunity to learn a lot from him as well. And then from there I went, Kevin Ratliff, I became the head coach at John Tyler High School in Tyler, Texas. And from there I moved with him to Tyler. And you know, he was there for 2 years. And then Thomas Brooks, I was defense coordinator. Then Thomas Brooks came in, another great football coach in Texas who
legend coach, another legend coach.
Yeah, another one who has definitely influenced me a lot, and got to learn a lot of things from him over the 3 years I was with him in Tyler. Then after he left, and you know, he recommended me for the head job, and Dr. Michael McFarland, who's now the superintendent in Lancaster, gave me that opportunity to get the job there at John Tyler High School, along with Danny Long. And so, you know, like I said, I consider myself blessed, you know, very, as far as knowing the people that I know who are somewhat legendary coaches in the state of Texas. Alan Wilson, you know, he was down here last year, came through and sat down and talked with me, and you know, learned a lot from him from that standpoint of it. So, hey, you know, I consider myself blessed, and I don't take it for granted. Not no days as far as knowing that, you know, having an opportunity to meet all these great guys and learn a lot of great football from them, and you know, and so then after that, you know, this job came open at Oak Ridge High School, you know, and had bought a house and everything in Tyler, and you know, had my first girl was born there in Tyler, and so we had, you know, planned on selling it there, and you know, and raising a family and everything else, me and my wife. And you know, this job came open, and you know, they asked me to come down and look at it. I told them, yeah, sure, I'd come down and look at it, but knowing what I had at Tyler, I mean, I had a great group of guys there, all good things there. But those kids, I mean, they play hard, they play fast, and they do things with a sense of urgency, and a lot of great friends there in Tyler, a lot of great kids that was there for 9 years. And so developed a lot of good relationships there in the community, and you know, and basically had, along with the staff that we had put together there, had built a pretty solid foundation, and those kids have bought into it from that standpoint of it. And so, like I said, this deal came open at Oak Ridge High School, and you know, I was bringing back, I think the #1 team in 4A at that time. You know, when you look at the kids I had Greg Ward, who was now the quarterback of U of H, and I had Fred Rouse, who was doing probably the lead receiver in the SEC, played with Mississippi State now. Darren Flowers, who's now at Sam Houston, and the list, Tyus Biles, who is now U of H. So I had to groom those guys from the 8th grade all the way up, and you know that was probably one of the toughest decisions that I have ever made in my life, to lead those guys and to come here and try to turn this program back around. So it's one of those deals where it's one of those deals that was nice, where you stay up all night and try to make a decision.
I would venture to say it probably didn't take you just a night to make the decision. I bet it was several days.
Probably a week to make that decision on doing that. But I try to do things now. That decision is all based off my family. You know, and when you have 2 girls and a wife, it's not about you anymore. No. And so I try to put them in the best possible situation in order for them to be successful in life and things of that nature. And so, and I always think about that. You know, that was the #1 decision. But you know, that's one thing that I can say. I hated to lead those guys. You know, and again, they're doing great things now in the college realm. It's exciting to see, look on television, see those guys representing John Tyler and representing themselves and doing great things. So that's where we're at now. That's how I ended up in Texas. That's how I ended up in right here at Oak Ridge High School.
Okay. Well, just some of the things you talked about. And I'm just kind of review back. You were saying when you were in college, you got an opportunity to go to high school because you were recommended to Odessa, to Texas. Mm-hmm. Then from there, you showed that you did your thing, and you got recommended for a job from there, Odessa to Tyler, and then the same thing from Tyler to here. I think that like you said, you were very fortunate and blessed to be around some amazing coaching legends. Mm-hmm. Not just great coaches, but just great men that did things the right way and treated kids the right way and taught character, like you were saying. But I don't think those things happen to people if you're not doing things the right way. If you don't set yourself up to receive those blessings by doing things the right way, those things don't happen to you. Mm-hmm. I think just a matter of being prepared, so when you get that opportunity, I can't remember that quote. Meets the opportunity, then you get time to shine. Mm-hmm. And I think that has been great for you, which you had, like you said, you got opportunities and just been blessed at every spot. If you can, Coach, what are 3 things you have accomplished in your life that you're proud of?
I would say that I guess the #1 thing that I was proud of, as far as coming out of college and deciding that I want to take that path to being a coach. Probably the #1 thing was becoming a head coach, and having that opportunity to grow as a head coach, and having that opportunity that was given to me, and that's probably the #1 thing that I'm most proud of. Probably the #2 thing that I'm most proud of as being a dad to
good stuff.
to 2 great
good stuff.
Growing girls from that standpoint of it. And I guess the #3 thing is having a lovely wife who understands the growing pains of being a coach.
His wife. It takes a special person.
And making sure she understands that. I don't think she really understood until she happened to live it, that type of deal. So I think those are the 3 biggest things, and I throw a 4th in there, and having a blessed family back in Mississippi. We're a pretty tight knit family. Like I said, all of us are communicate with each other, that type of deal.
The knee baby.
Next to the baby.
Yeah, next to the baby. What is your definition of success, Coach?
Definition of success. I think the definition of my definition of success, is having a goal and reaching that goal. Success in a lot of people's eyes is different. Because everybody got their own opinion with success, and and my success may be different from yours. My success as a high school football coach, and some coaches their success may be to win football games, and others may be to make sure their kids are doing things right, on the football field, but also doing things right in at home and things of that nature, and being successful citizens. So, that's my definition of success as far as setting down a goal and trying to reach that goal.
Okay. And just like you said, I think, I've talked to a few people, and I think a lot of people say, and would you agree with this statement? It's just in the perspective of the beholder. Determine on it means what's important to you in your life.
Right.
Determines how you define that.
Yeah, exactly. And like I say, everybody thinks different. Everybody reacts differently to different things, and so my definition of success may be a totally different from other people's success. But again, they might have a different set of goals than mine, and so I think success is how you view it as an individual.
What do you think it takes to achieve success?
The number one thing it takes to achieve success is work. You got to have that work ethic to fight through. Because success in anything you do, if you want to be successful at it, it's going to come with some failures. It's going to come with some setbacks, but you got to have that mentality that you're not going to quit through anything that you may face in life. And so I think, like I say, working hard and having that determination and desire that I'm going to get through it no matter what. I think that's the kind of the foundation of success. And like I tell all the kids all the time, and it has to mean something to you. Success has to mean something to you. And like I say, if it doesn't mean anything to you, you're not going to have that desire and that fight to be successful.
Well, good deal. Well, Coach, I just want to say thank you for interviewing with the Success Chronicles, and encourage you as well. To keep doing what you're doing. You and I have had this conversation before. I think the way that the kids perform and the way they go about their business reflects the leadership, and I'm very thinking that I'm very fortunate to be able to work with with you on your staff and be a part of it, and I'm thankful for that, because I'm also learning some things as well, and so which will help me with my definition of success, if you will. Thank you. So but just encourage you to keep on keeping on, Coach, and thanks again for the interview.
Appreciate it. Thank you.
Thanks for joining us with the Success Chronicles. See you next time. God bless.